Hello bookworms, it's Jade from Bedtime Bookworm and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm bringing you the end of the year book tag. I don't do tags around here very often, but it's something that I kind of want to do more of. So let me know down in the comment section if you have any tags you would like to see me do. I can't believe it's already the end of the year. 2020 has definitely flown by for probably a lot of not good reasons, and I'm definitely behind on my Goodreads goal, but fingers crossed I can still catch up by the end of the year. Apparently I've never done this tag before, but I've definitely been seeing it going around for a few years now, and I like some of the questions that it asks, so I thought that maybe I would do it this year. The first question is, are there any books you started this year that you need to finish? And when I first saw this question, I didn't think I had a good answer for it because I don't typically put down books that I'm planning to pick up again. Usually I either am deciding that I definitely want to DNF or I just push through and I finish it. But occasionally I do pause books. Thank goodness for Goodreads because it reminded me that I did actually pause a couple of books this year. I have a shelf on my Goodreads labeled my paused shelf. It's one of like my main shelves, so I can move something from currently reading to the paused shelf and it doesn't have to go to my like read or TBR shelves or whatever. Anyways, I checked that shelf before sitting down to film this video and it reminded me that I do have two books that I picked up earlier this year and put back down. Both of these books I actually picked up around the same time. It was right before my most recent reading slump because I've had two reading slumps this year. The two books that I started earlier this year and haven't finished yet, but still want to at some point. I don't think I'll actually finish them this year, but definitely next year. Well, I don't know, I might finish one of them this year. Anyways, the two books are Abington's Gate by James S.A. Corey. That's the third book in the Expanse series. And the other one was This Vicious Cure by Emily Suveda. These are both science fiction books. This Vicious Cure is YA and Abington's Gate is an adult science fiction book. And I actually picked both of these up and put them down around the same time. Basically, what happened is I started reading these two books right around or right before I got pregnant. And if you have seen some of my recent videos, you might know that I had an ectopic pregnancy over the summer or in August, and that's what caused me to go into the second reading slump of the year. So after I got out of that reading slump, I tried to get back into these two books because I had started them before the reading slump, and I couldn't do it. I don't know if they just made me sad to read them because I was reading them at a time when I was really happy or what it was, but I couldn't get in the right headspace to get back into these books, and I knew that it was me and that it wasn't the books, so I decided to put them on my paused shelf. I think This Vicious Cure I might try to read in December because it is the last book in a trilogy and I kind of just want to wrap up that series before the year is over, but no promises. And I do definitely want to still read and continue on in the Expanse series. I just don't know if it's going to happen before the year is over. Next question, do you have an autumnal book to transition you into the end of the year? I mean, I do read a little seasonally and I put a lot of like fall books on my fall TBR, obviously. I don't know how many of those I've really read. I am currently in the middle of Fledgling, which I think is a pretty fall book because it's horror for one. It's a vampire book, and I haven't read a vampire book in a really long time, but I have really been enjoying this one, and it's my first Octavia Butler. So maybe that one. A few of the others that I had on my TBR I haven't picked up yet. But I also put The Fireman by Joe Hill on my TBR. I feel like that feels like a fall book because it's about fire. I don't know, maybe I just made that up, but to me those things go together. Maybe it's more of a summer book. And then I also have a couple of like mysteries or mystery thrillers like Kilman Creek by Rachel Kane and The Broken Girls by Simone St. James. Again, it's the end of October. I don't know how many of those I'm going to get to in November, but they are on my TBR. The next question is there a new release that you're still waiting for? And boy, is there a new release that I'm still waiting for. If you've been around for a little while, just like the last few videos, you'll know that I have been super obsessed with the Stormlight Archives because the the fourth book in the Stormlight Archive series is releasing on November 17th. So yes, I'm very excited and still looking forward to that new release. Next question, what are 3 books you want to read before the end of the year? Well, I just talked about one, Rhythm of War. Definitely want to read that as soon as it comes out. Another book that I'm planning to pick up in November that I'm pretty excited about is Sword of Kaigen by M.L. Wang. This is an indie published book that either won or did really well in a recent SPFBO, the self-published book awards that Mark Lawrence runs, and I've been hearing a lot of good things about Sword of Kaigen. It's a standalone adult fantasy, which is really good for me because I'm in the middle of way too many series, as I'm constantly saying. So I love that it's a standalone. I found a group of people who are reading it. I think the Shelf Space Book Club is reading it next month, and so I'm really looking forward to that one. But I have so many other books that I also want to read before the end of the year. What should be my third pick? Okay, for my third pick, I'm gonna go with Silence of Bones by June Her. This is another one that I'm planning to read in November. I just think November is a good month for historical fiction books, and this is one that I've had my eye on ever since it came out, and I really hope I like it. It takes place in historical Korea, which is not a setting that I've read very many books set in, and so I'm really excited about that. I definitely have a lot more books that I'm hoping to read before the end of the year, so you guys are gonna have to just see what books I actually get to. Next question is there a book you think could still shock you and become your favorite book of the year? And yes, that's definitely possible. I guess the shock you part is the hard part, right? Because there's a lot of books that I think I'm going to like and might become my favorite, but is that really shocking? I don't know. Obviously, there's Rhythm of War, but that won't be a shock if it's one of my favorites of the year. Sword of Kaigen, which I just mentioned, I think has potential to be one of my favorites just because I've heard a lot of really good things about it. I'm also planning to read Jade City in December by Fonda Lee, and I've heard such good things about that one. My friend Joshana from Joshana C, I'll link her channel below, has been loving this series, and I really think there's a possibility it'll be one of my favorites. But again, that wouldn't be like super shocking. I'm expecting to like it. I just don't know if it'll be a favorite. But it does have my name in the title, so it gets some brownie points. And then the last question is, have you already started making reading plans for 2021? And yes, of course I have. I am such a planner. There are definitely like series that I'm thinking about reading. I may or may not be planning a Wheel of Time read-along, or at least a reread. I don't know about the read-along part, but a reread for me, because I'm so excited about the show coming out, and reading all of the Sanderson lately, like Stormlight Archives, his writing style is so similar to Robert Jordan that it's really making me miss my Wheel of Time characters and the Wheel of Time world. And so I've been itching for a reread for about a month now, and I think I'm gonna start in January. But there's lots of other things that I've been planning, and of course I've already been planning out some of my end of year videos, which I'm super excited about. Let me know down in the comment section some end of year videos that you are particularly interested in seeing from me, and I can make sure to add them to my list. And I've also already started planning my next seasonal TBR. So if you don't know, I do my TBRs seasonally, and what I consider for my winter covers December, January, and February. So considering that it covers January and February, yes, I've definitely been making some reading plans for 2021. All right, guys, that is the end of the year book tag, short and sweet. I don't do a lot of short videos around here, so that's another reason why I want to do more tags, because maybe I can put out more videos if I start incorporating them, because they'll not take me as long to make. Let me know down in the comment section what are some of your answers to these questions. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more bookish content. That is all I have for now. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, bookworms, keep reading. Bye.